Hello, hi everyone. So, before we begin the session, could you just confirm is my voice audible and my screen is visible to everyone? Just drop a comment, just drop a yes or something in the comment section. So, then we'll start the session. Hi, hello. Okay, great. So, let's begin the session today. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the third masterclass of Gen Academy 2.0. So, this is the second edition of the Academy designed to be bigger in scale, sharper in structure, and more focused in its learning outcomes. So, in Gen Academy 1.0, we witnessed an incredible response with more than 3.2 lakh developers from across India and joining us to strengthen their skills in cloud and AI. The energy, enthusiasm, and dedication you brought to the program were outstanding, and that spirit is exactly why we are back again. So, quickly, I'll give you the overview of Jine Academy 2.0. So, Jine Academy 2.0 is a self paced learning program built around the most in demand technology areas today, including data, security, DevOps, networking, AI/ML, and cloud. So, the Academy gives you access to practical hands on land, industry recognized certifications, and expert led masterclasses like the one you are attending right now. So you will be learning directly from the Google Cloud specialist, applying concepts in real environment and gaining practical experience that strengthens your technical confidence. So now let's talk about what's new in Academy 2.0 compared to the first version. So in Academy 1.0, everyone, whether students or the working professionals, followed a single unified track. You need to complete those five core courses and receive one certificate at the end. But this time we have upgraded the structure for you all. With Academy 2.0, you have now access to six dedicated tracks, each focused on a specific domain, that is data, security, DevOps, networking, AI/ML, and serverless. Each track offers its own set of courses, lab, and dedicated certificates upon completion. If you go all in and complete six tracks, you will earn a final Academy completion certificate, a badge recognizing your full journey across every domain. So, whether you want to specialize in one area or build a broad multi domain skill set, Academy 2.0 gives you that flexibility. Moving ahead, so why should you participate in Academy 2.0 journey? So I'll quickly break it down for you. So the first thing is skill validation. You will earn verifiable skill batches from the official Google Cloud Skill Platform, proof of your hands-on expert in specific Google AI technologies. Each track you complete gives you a track specific certificate that you can showcase anywhere. Second is job readiness. Technology is evolving faster than ever. We all know that. And staying job ready means staying current. So, this program gives you hands on validation and practical exposure that employers value, helping you stand out in cloud AI roles. And the third is mastering AI tools. So, we all know AI is everywhere, it's shaping the way every product and service works today. So, why not master it? Through this program, you will get practical experience with Cloud Run, Firebase, and BigQuery, among others. So you are not just learning theory, but actually building with AI. So, as I have told you earlier, also these are the six tracks where which you can choose and get the certificate accordingly. So moving ahead, now let's walk through you how you can earn your certificates in GenAI Academy 2.2. So the first and the foremost step is create or log into your Google Skill profile. If you are new, start by creating your Google Skill profile. If you already have one, simply continue using your existing account. Step 2, attend the masterclasses. Join these sessions live like today's or watch the recorded version later on the platform. If you ever miss one, you can revisit it anytime and catch up. Step 3, complete the required courses. Each track has its own dedicated courses and labs. Complete all the tasks and earn your skill badge for that specific task. Step 4, submit your badges. Once you earn your badge, submit it on the official Academy 2.0 platform, Hacker and at the same place where you registered for the program. Step 5, earn your certificate. For every track you complete, you will get an individual certificate. And if you complete all the six tracks, you will receive your final academy completion certificate. So, whether you are mastering in one field or all six, every step counts towards building your professional edge. Now let's move to the most awaited part of today's session. We are joined by Kapil. He's a customer engineering specialist, AI, Google Cloud. So Kapil will walk us through the security track. Yeah. Hi Kapil.
Hey everyone. Hey, hi.
Yeah. Now the stage is yours. We can start with the masterclass now.
Sure. So I will talk through some of the security concerns as well as we'll also take you through one of the lab which will talk about how you implement some of the protection services like the SDP in Google Cloud and integrate with your own applications. So let me share my screen first and take you through the slides. Uh, I hope the slides are visible. Can I get a yes? Okay. I think I'm able to see the slides myself. Yeah. Okay. So, so this is the kind of track to understand how the security implications are there for the applications. And with the recent advent of the Gen AI, the security risks are immense. And it's very crucial for any kind of generative AI as well as any other applications to have that security protection layer, which can kind of protect you against the risk. In Gen AI context, we have the prompt detection, we have some of the model poisoning coming into picture, which actually people can use that to manipulate the AI and produce like harmful and the bias kind of outputs. And one of the main things that have come from a, let's say, open source initiative called OWASP, is called as a sensitive information disclosure. Now there are like a lot of security vulnerabilities that may be associated with your application, and this may range from prompt injection, data and model poisoning to unbounded consumption. But what we will talk about today and what we will kind of implement in the lab is sensitive information disclosure, which is kind of related to either LLM applications, or it can be without LLM applications, that you, a person is kind of a person or an application inadvertently reveal kind of confidential data while accessing it, or while application is giving generating certain responses. And this may range from sensitive customer information to intellectual property. And these kind of disclosures kind of really are very bad for, let's say, bigger organizations which can kind of attune to a compliance violation, or a security breach. So we'll talk about more of the sensitive information disclosure. Rest of all are vulnerability associated with GenAI, but I will urge people to look at it if they are more interested in that. Now, what sensitive data protection kind of talks about, and this is a suite of services which we have in Google Cloud, and I just want to highlight here, this was called as a Cloud DLP earlier, Data Loss Prevention Service. Now it has been renamed as a Sensitive Data Protection. This has three different parts. First is, of course, the understanding your data within a wider organization context. We want to have tools. We want to have readily available tools which can help us or the organization understand the data. So that's number one. And sensitive data protection kind of gives you those kind of tools to get continuous into the sensitive data, and also kind of that's the discovery part. And it also has another part which is called the deep inspection. Now deep inspection is all about inspecting whatever the data you have, and trying to flag what all are the PIS datas, and it's a kind of investigation tool at the end of the day, and helps you achieve that identification of any kind of sensitive data as well as a transformation. So that's on the understanding of the data. The second is the protect your data. Once you have understood what exactly we have in terms of the like sensitive data, how you are going to protect it. That's another way, another part of it. So once you have discovered it, how you are going to, let's say, have some access control on top of it. So some people within an organization can have some part of the access to the sensitive data, some may not. And that's where this kind of a preferential access management within the SDP context gives you that kind of service to achieve the access control objective. We also have the identification service, and the capability which kind of helps you transform, mask, or kind of remove any kind of I mean any kind of data that might be sensitive in nature. And this happens at, like, you can do it at rest, you can do it in real time. And that's the other part to it. Like, the protect is the other part. The third is the embed protection. What embed protection means is that there is everything we have covered with a fully featured API. You can integrate this power of detection with the power of de-identification in any kind of applications that you are running. So any person who is interested in any kind of startup or anything that they are building out, security is always a concern in any kind of customer facing application. So we have fully featured API that you can integrate with your end applications, and run the detection and de-identification engine on the fly, as well as if you don't want to have a batch process on top of it. So that's a SDP for you. So giving a brief overview again, so it helps you monitor the data, continuously monitor the data, be anywhere. Is it in databases, is it in data warehouses, data lakes, storage buckets? It can monitor all those of that. Then it can categorize that. There are built-in data classifiers that helps understand how much sensitive it is. Like, for example, it can be a email address for someone, it can be a phone number for someone, it can be a passport number for someone. So we have built-in data classifiers which can run on the fly and kind of detect those while a customer is engaging with the platform, or a platform is spitting out certain information that customer wants to use. So that kind of categorization is available. And then, of course, is the manage those vulnerabilities. How, and you would be getting an insights out of it. We are not going to implement the manage part. We are majorly going to focus on how to detect those since using the SDP service and de-identify those. But the SDP does allow for managing those threats. Yeah, seeing that what are the vulnerabilities in form of the levels of the vulnerabilities can be low, medium, or high. So, for example, a phone number or a passport number can be very high vulnerable, or maybe email number can be a low vulnerable kind of construct. So these all things are there which you can use and manage for your end applications. Let's talk about the first part, which is which provides from a sensitive data protection within the SDP service. It's called the deep inspection. Now, if you see what inspection does is whatever the content is being thrown at it, either structured, unstructured, or it kind of tends to identify. It tends to classify and tends to protect the specific data elements. So that's what content inspection takes place does. And on the right hand side of the slide, you can see that in a real time, or I mean, it can be a bit delayed, how it is kind of able to kind of redact certain portion of it and replace it by some info types, general info types. For example, if you see, like, my name is Raven, I just tried to place an order for ibuprofen. Is the sensitive data in real time is redacting in a way like my name is like the person name. That's a like general info type. And then in the real time is also kind of replacing the ibuprofen with the FDA code, and also replacing like a card number for that matter is being replaced with some other generic number. So this is what how the content inspection takes place. I mean, in the real time, there are models underlying models what SDP provides. It runs on top of the kind of data, and it kind of either redacts, transforms. I mean, any which way you want. Like that's how it is. It's very customizable. You create a lot of templates on top of it and run it on top of data, and it will do the magic for you. Uh, yeah, now this is the content inspection. Then of course is the de-identification. So like inspecting is something that it will just do, and then you can replace it with some generic info type or something. But you can also de-identify, you can mask those. Like there are a lot of transformations that you can do on top of it. So that's a de-identification part. It's a suite of techniques that you can that are designed to kind of remove these identifiers, obfuscate like sensitivity, but while keeping the data value. So this is called the transformations, and there are a lot of transformations that SDP provides for it. Once you have kind of done the discovery as well as you have done the deep inspection, de-identification is the next part to do it. And on the transformation sides, we have a lot of things like redaction is one, masking. You can do based on an end application. You can kind of try to do any try to pick based on the end application. So redaction, masking, tokenization, format preserving, encryption, and date shifting for that matter. Like there are a lot of transformations that are available within the SDP templates. Then of course this is able to handle the structure and the unstructured data. So structure is more of a tabular format, let's say CSV format, or like in the database, it's a column based database that you have, and it can transform that. But it can also help you transform some things like images. Like images, if you have certain PII data in an image, you can use these SDP methods to de-identify the PII data on top of an image also. So it provides you that kind of capability. Then there are built-in classifiers for already built-in classifiers basis the basis like already known ones. So like names, location, dates, passport, and even like ID number, email address, and within the geographies also, like passport number in here versus passport number in US might be different, or phone number in India might be different, would be different in a different representative format as compared to US. So these kind of built-in classifiers are already there that you can choose and pick to kind of de-identify your data. So on right hand side, there's an example for it. There's an ID, there's a phone. In the comment section, there are mails. While you run your de-identification template on top of it, you see that it has been masked with hash. And I mean, it can be hash, it can be star, or whatever. I mean, it depends on you how you choose. It can also be written as a redact. So it depends on the end user application. Then there is a custom classifier which allows for any kind of other PII classifier that you want to kind of make, that can range from introducing certain custom dictionaries. Then there are certain pattern based where there's some rejects that is in the middle of the string or end of the string, and then you want to detect that. That also can be done easily with the use of the custom classifiers. Then of course the context detection rules. Now context detection rules helps in type of identifying whether it's sensitive information or not, but it does take some form of tuning if you want to kind of run it on your end application. So yeah, I mean, it provides all kind of services that you might be needing for a secure end application. And yeah, so yeah, this is an example for de-identification on an image. You can see there is an original image which contains the contact details, which email and phone number. And while you kind of see, like when you run it on the identification template using the de-identification from the SDP, you see that email and the phone number has been redacted, and that's how it works. I mean, and if you want to increase your let's say breadth of de-identification, you can add more number of let's say attributes that can be searched on the image, and it can help you kind of de-identify that. So that's the power of it. And now given we have talked about like how the SDP can help you kind of de-identify and detect the sensitive data. This actually helps you integrate with your applications which are GenAI applications, or for that matter it can be other applications also. But in a GenAI application, while you're writing your prompt, the system should be able to detect whether there are any PII that is being fed to LLM. So, and that's where the real-time application comes in, and SDP provides that kind of easy integration via API to integrate with an application. And like you can see an example, there's a prompt written as like my name is Bill and I have a question about my bill from January. Can you look at my account and the credit card number? And the mass prompt you can see like is a similar to example that we have presented earlier. Kind of leverages the natural language understanding and differentiate like the different sensitive elements between the context, and the prompt has been masked while being given input to an LLM. So that's one way to look at it. There's other way to look at it, like whether if you're trying a prompt which does not contain any PIA, but as a whole it might be very it is as a whole the prompt might be trying to get some information which is not allowed as a user. So it's called prompt hijacking, and that's what the second looks like. And can you show me details about the patents on the solar energy? And then this is being blocked due to disallowed category. And that's also something that you can achieve via some of the integrations present via SDP. Maybe these are more available via Model Armor, but yeah, SDP does allow for creating those templates. So classifying the content of the model response to kind of look at the sensitive elements. So when a person is asked for certain information by an LLM does kind of looks back at the data and gives you a response, but response is not allowed to be accessed by the user because it contains some disallowed category, and that's where the LLM response is blocked. So that's where also you can use SDP to integrate. So the both the prompt where blocking the prompt if it is not adhering to the PI rules or any rules that you might be having within an organization, as well as the response from an LLM if it is not allowed as such, like it can be R&D or it can be a patent or it can be any other thing that you don't want a person to get knowledge about within an organization context. That also you can do. So it's like classifying the content of the model response and look for the sensitive element. So yeah, so it allows for every other indication, and it's very easy to integrate. We'll show you while we take you through the lab portion of it. So as a end slide, what I would leave you through to a thought that for generative AI workloads, it's very important to protect data from training to serving inference. And while you have a training data which might be containing a lot of maybe PIRs, maybe some sensitive information, SDPs can run on top of it, and then it can redact those portion of the training data while giving it as an input to the large foundational model. Like you can replace the large foundational model with any other application service, but this is how it is being done. And using SDP on top of your workloads or any application you are building is going to kind of secure the layers of the application in a very sophisticated manner, and the end consumer will feel it. So you can see in the example, like while a customer is kind of interacting with the LLM, is asking for an account number, is used to process transactions and all. What is the account number used for? And then you see that the account number like that has been redacted when the response is coming from the LLM. So even in a training of LLMs or training of models which contains PI data, this can be used in an integration way to actually detect and redact that. So that's where I would be stopping in terms of giving you a brief overview on how the SDP actually works, or like different aspects to it, and take you through the next set of labs. And yeah, we'll take questions in the end, but let's start with the labs. I'm sharing the lab which we are going to do today. Uh, can you see my screen? I hope people have done the easy labs that were there within the sensitive data protection. We are only going to do challenge lab. I hope people have access to the to do the challenge lab. Let me know in the comments if you are able to kind of see it. Okay. And I hope people would be following me and they would be also be trying it. What we will be doing in this lab, and I hope people have done the easy labs. Uh, so yeah, so what we will be doing in this lab is kind of apply and use the sensitive data protection templates and put it on top of our test data. So the scenario is like you are working as a junior cloud engineer in an organization, and you are part of a team of cloud engineers assigned to using sensitive data protection API's powerful detection engine to protect and screen for personally identifiable information and other privacy sensitive data. So this is where I was talking about during the slides, that sensitive data protection API can be integrated via different components, and the objective is to like screen this PIA and other privacy sensitive data. And then you are also kind of asked to use the SDP service to redact this sensitive information from text, de-identify this sensitive data, and create a DLP template to use for inspecting data. So what template stands here is like a template is a way to kind of give all the configuration parameters what you will be looking for in the data, either in form of an image or a structured data or unstructured data. And then once you have kind of done the template, created the templates, you will use that template to run on top of any data set that you might be having, and you will get a redacted response based on your the parameters. So that's what the whole objective looks like. The challenge is to inspect the strings and files to perform de-identification. That's the first challenge. The second is to create de-identification inspection templates. That will. And third is the configuring a job trigger to run DLP inspection. So which will be integrating, which is a way to integrate with your end API end application. So the other three jobs that we have to do within this training. I hope people are following me, and they can understand what they have to do in this challenge. Quick round of yes, if you are able to understand what you have to do. Okay, I understand. Like maybe it's a bit too fast. Uh, yeah, we have a limited time. The recording, I think, would be available. You can take a look back if you feel that it's a bit fast. Okay. Okay. Some of the essays are there, so I will continue. So the first task is redact the sensitive data from the text content. Now, the text content can be in the form of text within a PDF, text within a text file, text within an image. But then we are just going to kind of create a JSON file, which would be containing some data, and that JSON file with that data would be kind of calling a content de-identify API call, which we will kind of doing sending a request on to this content de-identify, and then we will get a redacted response out of it, and that's what we would be investigating. So this is the first task that we have to do. I hope people can understand, like you have to first create a JSON file which will contain this details of the JSON file, which contains like one of the text statement, which would be run on top of the de-identify API, like please update my records with the following information, which has the email address and the national provider identifier, and we have to identify that, inspect that using our curl command that you have to run. So I will start my lab, and hopefully you will also start yourself, and I'll wait for 5 minutes to people to try it out, and then if not, then I will show how this can be done. I hope people are able to follow which what they have to do. First, just create a JSON file. Use any kind of editor, like you can use a VI, you can use a Nano editor, and use that to create the JSON file, and add the contents there, which is in the lower part. You can just copy it down. In the meantime, I'm also spinning up my lab environment. Create a JSON file. I hope people are able to create that with any kind of uh, editor that they are well versed with. I hope you have got the link to the labs, right? You must have been shared earlier. You can just start it from the left-hand panel where I did. I mean, from here, yeah, you can start the lab, and then you can use this open Google Cloud Console. You can use open this in incognito window, and then with doing the like the task one. So I can showcase you what you need to do. Like this is how the once you kind of open the let's say in an incognito window, this is how it might look like. And what you need to do is like this is the in the right hand top, you must be having this activate cloud shell. You have to click on top of that to activate the cloud shell terminal. Once cloud shell terminal is there, the steps are here being kind of shown, like how you need to do. You just have to kind of activate this cloud shell to get this cloud shell terminal to run the commands to create a JSON file or run the curl command. I hope you can. Can you see the screen containing the CLI? I just want a round of yeses. Can you see the yes? Okay. Can you see the console that I'm sharing? Okay, I think okay, that's fine. So the first part was to create a JSON file. I'm going to use a nano command to do that, and this is how like nano redact hyphen request or JSON. That's what I'm going to do. And it kind of starts with a file. I'm going to copy the contents that are available with me in the lab, and I've just copied it down. I will do a control X and save it. So the request, this is how you can do and create your redact request.json file, which will contain this file with the item value and the config that you want to run for de-identifying as well as replacing the one. So we are going to use only the inspect config, but this is how you are going to do. So the next is to kind of uh, you have to run a curl command on top of the JSON file to de-identify the I mean, you have to send the request and then get a response out of it, because it contains some of the PIIs, so it will be able to block that. So first thing that you have to do is have the project ID handy. I mean, you can of course directly give a project ID, but sometimes the variable is something that is not available. So I've just kind of saved the project ID by using the dev shell project ID, and then I will run the command curl command. So the curl command, let me show how it is. I mean, you can take a look at the documentation. This is how it looks like. There is a authentication authorization there, and then you have to pass a bearer token, which can directly come from a Google Cloud authprint access token. Then there is a content type which contains the application JSON. That's what we are running, and then we have the API that we are calling. Then we have the content de-identifier which we are calling, so dlp.googleapis.com v2, and then we have project ID we have already mentioned, and the content hyphen de-identify is the one which we are calling, and then saving it in the redact response.txt, which was mentioned in the lab, as well as we are passing a redact request.json. So this is what the parameters look like. If you have not been able to do you can follow this, and I've just run the curl command on top of the file that is there. Yes. So this is now has now run. I will just take a look at what's the response looks like. And yeah, so I've just done a cat on the redact response that has come, and you can see that because it can contain a value which had a email address, it has kind of replaced it with some like info type variable, as well as the national provider identifier was also replaced by a US healthcare NPI, and you also get a sensitivity score with it. So email address was identified with a sensitivity moderate, as well as US healthcare NPI was identified with the sensitivity moderate. So this is how the curl command has run on top of it, and the redirect response is something that I'm walking you through. Now, the other part of the sorry, is everyone following it, or there are any issues? Yeah, code you can follow later once. If you don't have right now, you can just run a curl command and run a top Google API. This video will be available, so you can just run it later. The other part of the this lab or the task one was to upload this output file into this bucket. So this is the bucket, Google Cloud bucket, which you have to use to store the redact response.txt, and I'm going to kind of use that to store it. So first thing what I will do is have a, bucket name variable assign, which I have just passed down, which I was having in the lab. For you, it would be different. And then I will use a gs util for copying the redirect response.txt file from my local folder to the bucket name. So you can see that it has been copied, and the content has been copied, the response text, and that would be that will be making my task one complete. So you can see my first task in the assessment has been completed. Okay. Can people put in like yeses on the chat if they are able to follow, if they're able to do it? If not, they can take a look back at the video later once they have time. Okay, so the next task is the creating the DLP inspection template. So there are, as I was saying earlier while I was presenting, you can create de-identification template which can monitor any kind of structured data and the unstructured data. And now this task is asking us to create two de-identification template to inspect one structured data and the other unstructured data. And so these templates would be running on top of the data, and then they would be transforming it. So if you want, I will just start with like there are two transformation rule in the first template, which is the structured data template, and there is one transformation rule in the unstructured data template. So we will be implementing this task. Because time is less, I will just try to give you a hint on how you can do it. For creating the templates, you would have to go to the security from this navigation menu. Go to security from navigation menu and select uh, selects either data loss protection or sensitive data protection. So I'm selecting sensitive data protection, which will lead you to and just coming up yeah this UI. And from this UI you have to go to the configuration, where you would be given a way how to create the templates. So there are templates for inspecting and there are templates for de-identifying. In this case we are going to implement a de-identification template for both the structured and the unstructured data. I hope people are able to follow it till this point of time. Okay. So whosoever is getting the lab token error, please reach out to the team, like the team. They will provide you with that. Uh, Okay, so there I will just talk about the inspection template that is there. Like there are some parameters that we have to put in. Let me because I will give you 2 minutes to do it. Once people have tried it out, I will showcase like how it is to be done. Okay, what I will do is start with the creating the template, and you can also follow me along. So in this, like you have the de-identify, you can select the create template, and from create template you would be having these different things. So for the structured one, you would have to select the record because that is where the data set is treated as a structured, and then transformation can be applied to the specific location. Now the template ID is the simply the name that was mentioned in the lab, which is structured data template. I will put it as a structured data template in the display name also. In the multiple in the regions, it is mentioned as a multiple regions in the US, so please select that. Otherwise it might give error, and then we have to continue. Now there are field or the column names that we have to put in here. We have got the transform rule fields as bank name. I will put that, as well as the zip code. I've put in as a bank name and the zip code. And then we want to do a preventative transformation. And the data duplication method is been presented as a mask with the character. And the masking character is the hash. And we have been said that you have to enable mask all the characters above and do not ignore any character. So just checkbox that you have to do like that. Then there is another transformation rule that we have to put in for field name message. So just taking that message, adding that message. This is match on info type with respect to the transformation type. The transformation type is something that what you want to present when it is being while it is being held off. So it can be redacted version of that. So that's what the transformation rule is there. And the method is just replaced with the info type name. So a string would be replaced, any kind of message would be replaced with just the message as the info type name, and that's it. And we have kind of created this template, and we will just create it. So this is the structured template that we have. The other template is something that we are going to do next. We'll create another template for unstructured data. So for unstructured data, you will just have to select info type, and the template name would be ID would be unstructured data template. Display name I've just added unstructured data template. The region would be US multi regions in the United States, and then you have to just continue. The transformation rule would be replace for this, and you have to just use that and change nothing. And that's where your so this is the de-identification template for unstructured data. You just create now both the templates for you have been created, and that's how it is done. Like this is as simple as that to create the templates. So I will just check whether people are following it. Region is US multi-region, yeah. Not the global one, but the US multi-region. I hope people are able to do the create the template. So two templates we have for the de-identification. One is the structured, one is the unstructured. I'm going back to the lab and just checking whether the inspection templates progress is done. So yes, this is done. So now I will move on to the third part, which is the most important part. After you have created the templates, now you have to run it on top of an input, right? And that input is stored in a cloud storage bucket within your lab. This is already there, and if you want to see what input is being passed, I can showcase that. So I will just go to the bucket and show you what input is being used on top of the template to kind of transform that. So let me show you an example. And if you go to this bucket, like what is being mentioned, if you go to the images, if you want to see, this is a patient intake form, and you can take a look at that how it looks like. I have a version already there. Uh, I'm not sure whether you're able to see that, but just checking. Okay, no, you're not able to see. Yeah, so this is how a data looks is looking like it's unstructured data. It contains a patient unique form, some patient name, patient ID. We have created a de-identification a template for unstructured data, and that will be kind of taking care of whatever PI data is there. So this data is being run. Template will be run on top of it, and it will spit out some output. So that's what we are going to do, and this is stored in the Google Cloud bucket as mentioned in the lab. So let's try to kind of create this trigger job. The job would be running on top of your data using the template provided. And let me show how to do that. So once your de-identified template is there, you can go to the inspection tab of the sensitive data protection, and then create the job and the job triggers. So that job is something that you would be running on the top of the data. It will provide you a lot of inputs. So you can see that the input is a DLP underscore job that you can provide as a name. Then we have US multiple regions in the United States. That's fine. Multi-region is fine. And then the storage type for us is a Google, because it is stored in a Google Cloud Storage bucket. You will select that, and you will also add the path in the URL. So, and because it is mentioned that you have to scan a bucket with optimal include exclude rules, so that's a location type I have added. Bucket name is being added. Labs, just what is being mentioned in your lab, you can just use that. Then there are other parameters, like you don't have to percentage of included objects scanned within a bucket is the 100%. Configuration has to put at 100%. Then the sampling has to be done as a no sampling that you can do. You can select, and then there are no other parameters that you have to change here. You have to just change on the add actions parameter. Now in the actions parameter, there are various ways to save the transform data. You can save it on cloud storage, you can save it on any other way you want to do, but we are going to kind of make a de-identify copy and then save it somewhere. So now when you are making a de-identified copy, it has to be supplied the de-identification template, and that's where the path where the de-identified template is there, you have to give it as an input. So we have to give both the structured and the unstructured de-identification template, and that's what I'm going to find out from. So if you want to find out the path where your template is, you can go to security. Yeah, it's just taking a lot of time. And then you go and go to sensitive data protection. Just taking a time. And then go to configuration, and you will be de-identify, and you will be given these two templates that you created earlier, and you just have to copy those. So I'm going to copy the path that is there, and I'm going to put it in the put it in here. So that's unstructured template link. I will do the similar for structured one. Yeah. So I put in the structured one also, and yeah. So and that's where and then there is a output location that you have to mention, basis the variable that has been mentioned in my as a parameter. I've just done that, and I will continue. Then of course there is a schedule how you want to run it, and as a parameter it has been set to schedule it on a weekly level. So what it does is that it will run weekly on top of the data that is present in that GCS bucket, and then kind of transform that. So I've continued, it will give you the configuration of the job, and then you can create it. So and then confirm create. That's how you just have to create a trigger job. I hope you are able to follow like how to create that DLP job. The other task is to run this on top of the data. Because time is less, I will just run this job to showcase like what the outputs looks like. So yeah, so I've just run it. You can go to the triggered job that is there, and it will be showing your job. So once it is running in the background. While it is running in the background, I will show how it kind of yeah how it kind of transforms the data, and that would be giving you the entire context of why you want to create the template in the first place. So yeah, so this is the GCS bucket that was there with an output tag. I just extracted the file that I showed earlier and showed the transformed output out of it. So it has changed the patient name, it has redacted patient phone number, email address, age, and that's how it works. So as simple as that, you create a template, you run it on top of the data, it will redact the PIO data from it. So I hope people are able to run it. If not, let me know. If Yeah, that's how it works. And as an end, I will just go to the lab back and showcase like this is what all things we had to do. And I will just check progress if it is done or not. Yeah, so I've configured a job trigger, and I've run it, and I've got the results also. That's all what the lab was. Very simple to do, and integrated within our applications. And uh, Yes, that's yes. I mean, it's being stored on the cloud storage. The job trigger that you did, it asked for creating a copy of that de-identified one. So toggle make a de-identified copy, and that de-identified copy will require you to save it on the GCS, and that GCS you can access it, and that would be transformed. I showcase you the transform one from the GCS bucket itself. Yeah, that's it from the lab. I'm happy to take any questions you have. I have another 5 minutes for this.
Yeah, it was really very great. So now we'll take the questions. Okay, guys, if you have any queries, you can drop it in the comment section. I just saw one comment about the credits. So just mail us at academysupport@hacktoskill.com and we'll provide you the credits, additional credits to complete the lab. So there's one question where we can claim the certificates. So once you complete the skill lab, particular lab, you will earn the skill badge, and you have to put that skill badge in the submissions tab in the dashboard. Once they are verified, you will receive your certificates. There is one question, Kapil, how to complete lab.
You just need a link. I mean, they need a link, right? I mean, the lab link they don't probably don't have. After that, you can just follow the instructions along and look at the video, what I have done, and just follow it along. That's how you can do. And there's another question: it will generate cost if we keep it running. I mean, while you are passing the data on top of it, whatever the data is being kind of like processed and transformed, that the costing is there. So that's how it works. So once you run a job, some transformation would be happening, some processing would be happening. It's dependent on that. So based on the bytes processed, costing works.
I have uploaded the batch, but it's not showing in the uploaded. So I think you're talking about that you have uploaded your batch in the dashboard section, but you will not see that tick mark or something. So you will be able to see those tick mark once the module is over. If you have submitted it, we have received it, and it's currently under verification. So not to worry about that.
Yeah, you have to. There was one question around what commands do I run? Yes, there was only like 3 4 commands which we wanted, which we ran. First was for creating the JSON file. The second one was for exporting the project ID. The third one was the curl command to run your JSON file on top of the API, the de-identify API, and that's it. That's the 3 4 commands that you have to run. And the fourth one was uploading the process file onto the GCS bucket. That's the 4 commands you have to run for task one. That's it. Other than that, it's all based on the UI.
So there's one question in the comments. Can we get certificate after completing all this task? So yes, you need to complete the. You can either complete the particular tracks. Like there are 6 tracks. You can either complete the tracks and get the particular certificate for that track, or you can complete all the tracks and get the overall certificate once the verifications are done. I hope that clears it out. We can take, I think, 1 or 2 more questions. So if you have any, just drop in.
I think there's one question on the command. The gsutil CP is uploading the file, any file from one of your Unix folder or any folder to the GCS bucket. So that's what it does, gsutil, copying it to the GCS bucket.
Okay, if you have completed your task, the labs, they are currently under verification. Once your batches are verified, so you will receive your certificate. So that depends because there are many submissions. So it depends like how much time the verification will take. But you will receive it soon. You will receive your certificate soon. Don't worry.
There's one question that if you want to show only a part of the information, such as the last parts of the email ID, is that possible? Yes, it's possible. You can use a custom classifier for it, and basis your some rejects as well as the custom classifier present, you can do that. Yes, it's available. Yeah.
I think we are done with the questions. Time is also about to end.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Kapil, for the session. It was really very great. And thank you everyone for joining this session. If you have any query or we missed any comments, you can mail us at support, academysupport@hacktoskill.com. We'll be happy to help you out. Thank you so much, Kapil. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great
Thank
time.
you.
Bye.
Bye bye.